Hey everybody, Aaron here from Comic Booked. Today I picked up 3 more packs of Kaldheim collector boosters, so I wanted to open those tonight and get those up, just see what kind of goodies are in here. Again, my local shop was having a clearance, so these boosters that were $17 to $25 in the past, they're now $10 a piece. So I picked up 3 of them and wanted to see what kind of cool stuff we got. So open them up here and show you each thing. The collector packs, collector boosters always have more foils, some variant versions of the different cards. Kaldheim was cool. It was a Norse mythology themed kind of set. So there's a really cool dwarf berserker token on one side and a spirit token on the other. Very nice. We start out with Fearless Pup foil. These foils are nice. Story Seeker, the 2/2 drop with lifelink. Battlefield Raptor, staple in a lot of white decks, especially White Weenie. Frost Peak Yeti, maybe. This is a forecasting cost 3/3. It can't be blocked if you spend 1 colorless and a snow mana. Valor of the Worthy, enchant creature +1/+1 when enchanted creature, leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Uncommon Bushfield Warrior, 2 and a white, 2/2 with boast, 1 and a white, so when it attacks or after it attacks you can activate this, and that gets +1/+. All creatures you control get +1/+1 to the end of turn. Very nice. And then we got Finn the Fangbearer, the poison guy, 1 and a green for a 1/3 with Death Touch, and whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Lots of poison decks out there now because of him. Anytime you can make all of your Death Touch creatures give poison counters, it's pretty nice. So we got nice foil snow plains. Yeah, obviously. Foil swamp, snow swamp. Cool. Our rare, one of our mythics, I guess, in this set, and this would be a mythic for Commander, is Lathril, Blade of the Elves. 2, a black and a green. She's a legendary creature, Elf Noble, 2/3 with Menace, and when she deals combat damage to a player, you create that many green Elf Warrior creature tokens. Very nice. And then you can tap her and tap 10 untapped elves you control, and each opponent loses 10 life, and you gain 10 life. She would make a pretty wicked commander with a nice solid elf background of 99 cards. Full art Rally the Ranks, not a full art foil, but a full art. 1 and a white. As Rally the Ranks enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. The full art is really cool with the hordes of spirits there in the background. We got a foil Turgid, God of Fright. I really like Turgid. 5 casting cost, 4/5 with Menace, and whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you can put that card from the graveyard on the battlefield under your control. Very nice. Next up on the back is Turgid's Lantern, which is kind of like a complement to Turgid. 3 and a black, legendary artifact. Tap it. Target player either loses 3 life or sacks a non-land permanent or discards a card. And then you can spend 3 and a black to untap it and then continue to use it. So it's really a nice card. I like that as a cool rare. One of our showcase cards, Herald, King of Skemfar. Sorry, it's a little blurry. 1, a black and a green with a Menace. It's a 3/2. And this one says, when Herald, King of Skemfar, enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal an Elf, Warrior, or a Tyvar card from among them and put them in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I like the showcase cards. Those are really cool. Oh, here's one I hadn't seen for a while. Alrun's Epiphany, full art mythic. This is a card that everybody hates because it's really irritating. 7 casting cost, or you can foretell it for 6. Create 2/1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying. Take an extra turn after this one, and then exile Alrund's Epiphany. Vega the Watcher as a showcase foil. 1 a blue and a white for a 2/2 flyer. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. And finally, another nice one, Eska's Chariot foil showcase card. It's a 4 casting cost 4/4 legendary artifact vehicle. Comes into play. You create 2/2 green cat creature tokens, and when it attacks, you create a token that's a copy of target token you control, and you can crew it for 4. It's not bad for our first pack. 3 or 4 cards that I've seen as staples of many decks. So let's see what's next. Continuing the theme, we have our Elf Warrior token, and on the back of that is a Shapeshifter Changeling. Nice tokens. Alright. For our foils, we got Karfell Harbinger. I'm not going to read these, I'll just show them to you since they're commons. Grim Draugr, which is a pretty good card. Duskwielder, it's a fun weenie black card, 1/2 for 1, and its boast is 1 colorless and target opponent loses a life and you gain a life. There's a foil Alpine Meadow, the red-white tapland. Dread Rider. Hailstorm Valkyrie for an uncommon foil. Sorry, it's not, there we go. Fearless Liberator. And a Snow-Covered Forest foil-y. Alright, our first rare is Cleaving Reaper. 5 casting cost 5/3 with flying and trample. Pay 3 life, return Cleaving Reaper from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you had an Angel or a Berserker enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Nice. Not one of the best Angels out there, but not a bad card. We've got a full art Pyre of Heroes. 2 casting cost artifact, 2 untap, sack a creature, search your library for a creature that shares a creature type with the sacrificed creature and has converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that creature's converted mana cost. Put that card on the battlefield and shuffle your library and activate this only anytime you can cast a sorcery. It's very nice. A foil Runeforged Champion. That was a staple in a pretty solid deck a while ago. I don't know how well that plays anymore, but 2 and a white for a 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, you can search your library and or graveyard for a rune card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it, and you can pay 1 colorless rather than pay the mana cost for rune spells you cast. I had a green-white version of this with all of the different color of runes. I think there's one for each color. One that gives lifelink, one that gives trample, one that gives haste, one that gives death touch, and one that gives flying. And so basically you just have those 5. You'd have him, you'd have the one green-white enchantment creature that when he is in play, enchantments cost 1 less to cast, and then you would play all of your runes for free. And when he come into play, you get to search for a rune. You know, every time you play a rune, you get to draw a card. So you could basically play a whole bunch of stuff, make him hasty, throw him in there, and kill your opponent. It's fun. Agar, the Freezing Flame. I think we got this in our last pack. 3/3 for 3. Whenever a creature, a planeswalker, an opponent controls is dealt excess damage, if a giant, wizard, or spell you control dealt damage to it this turn, draw a card. Nice. Sigrid, God Favored. This is the one that comes to play to exile a target opponent or attacking or blocking creature. It's pretty nice, and flash it in. And there is a foil version of Agar, or Agar. And then our last card is a full art foil version of Dragonkin Berserker. Very nice card. 2 casting cost 2/2 with first strike. Boast abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate for each dragon you control. and you can boast for 4 in a red, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. I bet it'd be a lot of fun with the mini dragons that we have now. There's so many little cheapy dragons that you can play to get him out and get his boast cost reduced enough to make those 5/5 red dragons every turn. And you can make him haste on turn 1, and it's not too bad, or on your first turn he's in play. So, could be fun. Alright, we have a nice foily treasure token, and a nice foily Kaya the Inexorable emblem at the beginning of your upkeep. You do something that's blurry. You may cast a legendary spell from your hand, from your graveyard, or from among cards you own in exile without paying mana cost. Nice. Alright, our last pack. Guardian Gladewalker, Shackles of Treachery, that's fun in control decks. Take control, destroy your equipment, and do something like Fling to fling them at your opponent's head. I actually played it with, there's an enchantment in, I can't remember, it's like Power the Monsters or something. It's an enchantment in Ikoria that was 2 colorless, sacrifice a creature, and deal 1 damage to your opponent. Basically, I'd take control, attack them with stuff, sack their things to hurt them in the head. It's fun. Dwarven Reinforcements, Ravenous Lindworm, a nice Snowfield Sinkhole, the white-black tap land. And these are all foils. There's Vega the Watcher in a regular version. Firja, Judge of Valor. It's a pretty nice card. 2/4 with lifelink for 5. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. And a Snow-Covered Plains. At least we got a different foil land each time. That was cool. We got Battle for Bredegard. That is a saga, and so each turn, first token on the saga, you get 1/1 white human warrior creature token. Second turn, you get a 1/1 green elf warrior token. And then the third turn, you can choose any number of artifact tokens and or creature tokens you control with different names. For each of them, create a token as a copy of it. This would be fun in a Power Stone deck, because you get to make an extra Power Stone, and then you can play with some of the soldiers and all that kind of stuff too. So that would be interesting. Skemfar Avenger is one of our first full art cards. 2 casting cost 3/1. Whenever another non-token elf or berserker you control dies, you draw a card and lose 1 life. This is nice to see. A foil mythic Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider. 6 casting cost 6/6 with trample and haste. If you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent that you control, you get twice that many. If your opponent would do it, instead they get half that many. It's a pretty wicked card. Plus he has trample and haste. You can't beat that. There's Maja, Bredegard Protector. She's a 5 casting cost 2/3. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a land enters a battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 human warrior creature token. Be nice if they were soldiers instead of warriors, but whatever. There's Yorn, God of Winter. 3 casting cost 3/3. Whenever he attacks, untap each snow permanent you control. And on the back of that card is Kaldheim the Rime Staff. 1, a blue, and a black, and you can tap it. You may play target snow permanent card from your hand to this turn. If you do, it enters the battlefield tapped. And our foil showcase card is Call the Forge Master, who's actually pretty cool now. 2 casting cost, 1 white and red, 2/2. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, I do this every time. If it was enchanted or equipped, return it to its owner's hand. Creature tokens you control that are enchanted or equipped get +1/+1. So this is not the guy I was thinking of. I was thinking of the other one that deals with artifacts. But he's still pretty cool now because there's a lot of equipment. And our final card, which really makes all of this worthwhile because this is an awesome card and I really like it, and I think people do too. The World Tree Full Art Foil. Very nice foil card. The World Tree is awesome. It does enter tapped, but you can tap it for a green, and as long as you control 6 or more lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Then for 2, white, blue, black, red, and green, You can sack the world tree, search your library for any number of gods, of god cards, put them on the battlefield, shuffle your library. That is a very nice card to finish off our packs. So, well worth $10 a pack, you know. So let me know what you think in the comments. So far, I'm not really getting any comments. Maybe I'm fishing for comments. But really, let me know what you think about Kaldheim, if that was one of your favorite sets or not. Cards that you still play from there, or if you don't. What are you looking forward to out of the next set already? What do we have? We have Brothers War that we're still in right now. We have, I've seen promo stuff already for the next core sets. So there's all kinds of stuff coming out. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and look for more more content coming soon. Thanks.